Do you remember that call-in show you did in like 2009?
What was it called again?
Love Chat.
Yes.
And you did a call-in show.
That's right.
And it
they
was like,
asked to interview me.
We just interview YouTubers, and you can, we just kind of talk, and we have like people call, and it was just the weirdest night for them. Because you can tell, I think they did like horny stuff. So you'd have like stream chicks or titty streamers, and then one week it's, all right, so I was thinking about getting an AR, but I don't really know. What's a good brand? Do you like rock? That was, but do you remember the sponsor?
No. It
was XTENs.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so you're saying this is a P320 X10's version. Yeah. I like it.
XTENs went
nice
from,
dovetail.
I'm pretty, because I remember them sponsoring it. And if my memory serves, it was an energy drink that helped give you erections.
I totally forgot that.
Yeah.
It's when I didn't know a lot about YouTube, and I was just getting my footing, and I was just like, yeah, what the heck? I'll go on here. And then after I did the interview, I was like, who is this channel?
Yeah.
It's like a sex channel. I was just like, but at the time I was thinking, well, any promotion is some promotion, and I did it. But that was actually a popular series of it. I think they had a couple interviews with me, and they posted them. They got good clicks in the day.
I do remember
very good
part
clicks.
of the reason we did it is because they had a switchboard for people to call in, and it was so much easier just doing it with them than doing it ourselves. It was like, well, they have their people.
Yeah, because they had it all set up, and we didn't understand the tech at all.
We still haven't figured out how to do call-ins.
Maybe one day. Okay, here's the deal. If this video, this gun review video on the P320 X10's enhancement pistol, if it gets 250,000 views within 1 week, we'll do an immediate call-in show.
And we'll do an interview with Blue Chew, the chewing gum that gives you boners. Do you know it's a thing?
Oh, we love having TD here. By the way, he has a Patreon now, so if you like that sense of humor, encourage it with money. Funny how money encourages things. Thank you, donors. TMP donors rule. That's our new name tag.
They bought us all the sweet 10 mil ammo required to feed this little beast.
And I'm going to have a little mini rant somewhere along when we start talking about how the P320 X10 shoots. We'll mention that. The thing I don't want to do, though, is I don't want to piss off that Black Mama.
Yeah.
Because he has a very ill temper. Black Mamba.
I thought that was a lasso for a second.
He's asleep right now. Let me just...
Coiled.
I should put a link to that on Amazon. Yeah. They have some excellent
those are
fake
fun.
snakes.
Fake stuff
Dude,
like
I
that?
so got your mom on this summer. She shit herself. it was in the tomato garden, and I looped it over the tomatoes that she was picking. I wish I had on video. She screamed so loud.
That's funny.
On we go. Okay, we have a lot of nonsense. That's how we roll. If you're really in a hurry, we'll say what we always say. Go to the manufacturer's website and just, look at the information there. There you go.
Yeah.
I did click around, Doodle, on the reviews on the X10s. I was, I'm not going to lie, disappointed.
Really?
They were pretty shitty. I mean, I looked at after all our shooting was done, I was like, let's see what other people are saying about this, see if it mirrors my own. I really didn't see one review that I thought was good. Not one. And let me say this. I did not watch videos. There might be some good video reviews out there. But I just went in the written form, click, nope. They're all just, nothing. I'm not learning anything, really.
Something I came to believe when I was looking at the website trying to find this, I think Sig has too many SKUs.
They do.
Holy hell.
Their names and their nomenclature can be very confusing.
It is. I clicked page 1, show 48 entries.
Yeah.
Each one of these and more obscure. I think that the market as a whole has only had so much P320, and now they look at this, go, I don't care. What? You did a different slide. Okay, and
so. And we may miss some details. Honestly, we don't really care because we're going to get all the important things right in this review. Even though we're having a good time, we're going to take some detours. Waste your time. Yeah. I'm sorry. Invest your time. You're going to have a good idea whether the X10s is for you or not. Trust me. Yeah. Maybe more so than any other website or video you would watch because we ain't going to pull punches. We're going to let you know by the end, would we buy a P320 10mm? That's the bottom line. That's why guys here, and maybe a couple laughs, talking about erectile dysfunction. The Extend, I'm not going to get that out of my head. The X10 modifications, as I understand it, is a deep undercut, the stippling, the day-night sights, which are, no, maybe not those, but the extended beaver tail. Yeah. I think that's the X10, and maybe the optics capability too. Whatever. You know what I hate doing from this point forward is I really don't like using their marketing language. They have a name for their day-night sights. I'm not even going to call it that because they're just day-night tritium sights. Let's jump ahead. We'll show them to you now. They are pretty good, though.
Yeah,
I really like the front sight, how it's basically, TFO, tritium fiber optic. Well, kind of, not really a fiber optic because there's no way to illuminate that, but it's bright. And you can see it in daytime, you can see it at nighttime. Then you have two dimmer rear dots in the rear blade, which is driftable in the dovetail. How'd you like the sights, by the way?
I didn't love them, but I did like them. They were good enough.
They were fine for me. I still remain a fan of standard 3-dot white or old P226 white bar. Remember that?
I like the bar.
And white front. That works very well. But now we're seeing just some variances in the sighting systems. The U-notch is very popular. Blacked out rear sight with a bright front blade, very popular. Go.
Now, I'm assuming I have to be reading this wrong, but when I looked this up, I saw two models. One of them has
you're going to say something funny.
height night sights, but no threaded barrel.
Weird.
Isn't that weird?
Weird.
Yeah.
Of the X10?
Yeah, on the X10.
Oh.
There are two different models of this full-sized X10. Suppressor sights on one. It says threaded barrel. No.
This would be a good time to thank Gunny's, the Great American Gun Store. Henning is helping me these days. Ron's helping me. Thank you so much. And we checked this out to them, and I'll let you know if we're going to buy it as a cast member or not. There's one behind me, a competitive option that we did buy. You might know what it is. Maybe you don't. They have threaded barrels in their web store.
Yeah.
Let me guess, out of stock. Okay. So anyways, on we go with philosophy of use. I've heard some guys talk about the X10 being a hunting gun. This is a 5-inch barreled version, longer sight radius. I think that would be a good philosophy of use.
Yeah.
Hunting with 10 mil is awesome. I've always defended using 10 millimeter, full power 10 millimeter for bear defense. And apparently that is the most popular caliber up in, guess where?
Hawaii.
Correct. In Hawaii for bear defense.
Pacific Island bears are friggin' horrifying.
They too are ill-tempered.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in Hawaii, they love it. So 10 millimeter is great for bear defense. Also, I just love 10. I always have. I felt like here in TMP, we helped resurrect it from the dead. I mean, back in 2012, when I reviewed, I can't remember the year exactly, but the Glock 20, the Glock 29, the Glock 20 review was called 10,000 foot-pounds of stopping power.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because everybody had forgotten the 10 millimeter. So that video, I think, got a lot of traction, a lot of plays, and people started waking up again.
Yeah.
They should never gone to sleep about it, about 10 millimeter, how awesome it is.
The conversation was very different back then, because I remember it was seen as an over-promised caliber because of the way it was handled. Like the Bren 10 came out, it was going to be a smoking hot round, and then it came out, and most of the time it's this detuned, like
40 Smith & Wesson level of power.
Long.
That's what the FBI did. Yeah, so the FBI, I think more than anything, is to blame for that.
Yeah.
Because they detuned it, and most of the rounds, honestly, are detuned 10 millimeters, probably including all of these. Okay, coming out of stashes, some of the stuff we shot with it, the MagTech, just, various ones. And I bought those from Gunny's. This
is a 2018 box, and this is a 2020 box, which would make sense because this is, anyways. The packaging on this looks newer.
Mm-hmm. Huh. Yeah, I think they've gone way up. I could be wrong, though.
Interesting data point.
Okay, philosophy of use, heavy hitter, all the stuff we said about the other 10 millimeters, and there has been more than a few reviewed here in the project. GP100, Ruger, 10 millimeter. I reviewed that. Tisa's D10, 1911. Fantastic gun. Grand Power 10 millimeter. No one talks about it. No one gives it credit. That is a fantastic high value 10 millimeter, not the lightest one around. Smith & Wesson M&P 10 2.0. XDM 10 Barricade Update.
I do like that one.
I love that one. I want to circle back to the XDM. They have the XDM M Elite, I think, out now, the 10 millimeter. Cool. So I just love XDMs.
Yeah.
And on we go to features here in just 1 second. What do you have here?
That is I can't remember.
A7 Corsair 2. And that very cool opposition camouflage pattern. So I think this was assigned to the opposition squadron. I don't think this was a regular pattern they painted on the Corsair 2.
That's cool.
This is a fantastic model. It is loaded for ground attack, and that's what they used the Corsair 2s for. I gave you guys a story, an Air Force story years ago, how when I was in the back seat of an F-15 We did a point defense on an airfield, and it was the El Paso National Guard Corsair 2s that we were trying to shoot down, and they came in basically 300 feet off the ground and successfully attacked the airfield before we could shoot them down. Yeah, they were like the gray Corsair 2s, but all those guys in the day were ex-Vietnam pilots. They really knew the weapon system.
Yeah.
And as I understand it, the delivery system for the accuracy on the Corsair 2 was thumbs up. It was very accurate for iron bombs, that is free fall bombs, guided munitions as well. It's a shame that we got rid of it. We should have upgraded it. The Corsair 2 is fantastic. That was a very delicate model, by the way. And we'll talk about this knife and some other stuff, and hopefully our Mamba stays asleep. On we go to features. I took this out of box immediately with a P320 X10s, and I thought this was a bulky gun. But to be fair, I said that pretty much with the full-size P320.
Yeah.
Though the weight on this thing is a little bit substantial, if I remember, 33 ounces. So a little bit more than other 10 millimeter options. Do you care, Tactical Doodle?
Not particularly, although like the M17, I find it kind of top heavy in an unusual way.
Agree. Yeah.
And it's not like it's all that different.
It balances like this.
Yeah. All these other polyframe guns don't have that same issue. This is very, it is very
ungainly. Front end heavy. The slide looks bulkier than it really is. It's about the same width as a Glock, more or less. Optics ready in this version. So Sig wants you to buy their Romeo sights for sure. It also fits our RMR sight, and I didn't really research it past that. We did not mount one for testing. Are you sad about that, TD?
Yeah, if I were to tell you a sneaking suspicion I have, I think all these sights are like churned out of the same Chinese factories.
I'm sure they are.
Because I can no longer distinguish any of them.
I don't think Aimpoint is. I don't think Trigicons are. But you're paying like $400 or $500 for some of those sites.
I'm just talking in the like sub $200 game. Yeah. Every time someone shows me his cool site, it's like white noise. I look at it and I can't read the letters. It's just. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Back to the features review. Thank you, Tactical Doodle. Nitron finish, stainless steel slide. That 1911 we reviewed like eons ago was nitron finished.
Yeah.
I want to say it rusted.
Really?
I think it did. Yeah, it was in the gun case during a snowstorm. I left it in there for a couple days, came out, and I thought it had pitting. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. I do like a full-size format of a P320. I've always said that. I like it. Although they have come out with a compact version.
That was the one I wanted.
X10.
Yeah, that was what I really wanted to try, but
more than this.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's lighter.
Because it's
easier
interesting.
to carry.
It's a compact 10 mil kind of angled at carry.
Let me ask you this: would you buy a Glock 20 or the more compact Glock 29? Both of which we've reviewed. Shouldn't have to think that long.
That's a hard choice.
I'd go full size Glock 20. If I'm going with 10 millimeter, I want maximum barrel length. I want maximum power. And I'm already carrying a heavier gun. I know that. We're going for the firepower side of the equation. Back to features.
But that's why I would want to try the compact, because the compact is compensated.
I'll tell you what. If they give this video 1 million views, then we'll go get a compact from Gunnies, and we'll do a separate update review on that. 5-slot Picatinny rail. Same old grip module that we've seen before. It does not interchange with the 45 ACP versions like some guys were talking about, because you have a fire control group right here, or a fire control unit, and you pull it out. You know this is a modular pistol, so supposedly you pull that out. That's a serialized part on the P320 series. Put it in a different grip module. So far, only black are offered. I haven't seen any FTE. But I understand it that a 45 ACP, according to SIG, don't do it. Maybe some guys winging it, hot dogging it out there. I don't know, and I don't care. Onto the trigger. Flat blade. I don't like the flat blade on this. It pulls nicely, about 4.5 pounds. It's crisp, nice reset. The trigger's nice. Here's one reason I just don't like it. It's just hokey. I mean, the flat blade thing, I've ranted against it before, and guys are like, no, what are you talking about? You get more control with the flat blade. I'm like, okay. I don't think you care, though, do you?
I liked this one more than the M&P.
Okay.
I don't particularly love a flat trigger, but I do like there's not much going on there.
Fair enough. Overall, I like the trigger. Pulls clean, nice reset. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I just wish that it was curved. Standard trigger. There you go. Apparently, there's some mods out there already. The Agency Arms P320 trigger modification.
Makes it red.
I don't know if they have a red version. I didn't look. some guy was telling me about it, and he said it has an in-blade safety modification, which is, I don't think that's necessary for a P320, but whatever. Some guys just like to spend money on their gun.
Yeah.
Whatever. Nice undercut right here. I love that. The gun overall feels fairly high in hand. I thought the P320 always has. Does that get to muzzle flip? Yeah, it does, kind of. But I love the XDM series, and I haven't really complained about that. And I've called the XDM series out on that forever, and I shoot those like nobody's business.
Yeah.
Stippling is fantastic. What do you think?
Yeah, it was nice.
Stippled all the way around. That's how you do it. Excellent. And then you have the extended beaver tail on the X10. I could take it or leave it, to be honest. How about you?
Yeah, it's not like
I don't think it's needed.
Is super low.
No, it's whatever. It's just kind of a competitive type addition to it. Let's look in the magazine well on the extends. And then the magazines are made by Metgar. You get 2 of them. 15 rounds is what they hold. The last round is very hard to load. Did we have a problem with the magazine? We're going to jump ahead and say kind of. While we were shooting it, we had the rounds jam inside the middle of the magazine tube, and they weren't feeding. True or false?
Yeah.
Happened one time, and I don't know what you did. I filmed some of it, but we like hit it, and then they popped up.
I had been smacking it before. I should have just frozen and not done it, because I shook it around trying to get it to dislodge.
And we were shooting at that time, I think, just flat bullets, which are commonplace in commercial FMJ loads.
Yeah, they love that.
Yeah. I found out why, by the way. It's interesting. Polymer-based plate.
4 million in 1995.
It has to do with the overall length of the cartridge and SAMI specification, if my information is correct. So they went with a flat bullet in 10 mm for an FMJ, so it would feed in the magazine width, and it won't rotate. We shot a fair amount of hollow points. Do we have those ones? And those shot pretty good. I think they're Seller and Bellets. Yeah, those ones. And the ogive on those, no problems at all. So we'll talk a little bit more about the reliability here. But Metgar made the magazines overall pretty good. And this is what we're talking about. That's a nice bullet. Albeit, I didn't chrono it, and S&B is generally pretty low on the velocity scale. And then here comes a standard FMJ load. And I said I was going to put a rant in. I might as well do it here since we're showing the rounds. Some guys may say the comment, why don't you just get full power 10 millimeter loads and use that for test and review? I like where you're at. I like what you're saying. And the reason is cost. The cost would just, for us to test a gun, would jump up so significantly. Buffalo bore, 180 grain JHP, spitting out at approximately 1,300 to 1,300 feet per second. Full power 10 mm, $42 for 20.
Sweet.
We buy here in TP generally in 1,000 round lots to save money. You're not going to save with this.
Yeah.
Shipped $2,260 for Buffalo bore, and that's if they're in stock. So there's your answer. Now, if the video and I was still monetized on YouTube, we had tons and tons of money coming in, we'd do that.
Yeah.
But we have to be smart. We have to run on a budget. That's just the way it is. So we shot, I think, a wide variety of ammunition. I didn't have any Underwood, and Underwood is pretty awesome too. Underwood is pretty close to full power, but I usually try to run Underwood through it, and I didn't on this. What do you have to say?
I grabbed just a motley assortment of whatever's on the shelf.
We have
as long as it was FMJ.
I'm looking at right now 4 brands that we ran through it. And how many rounds did we go? It wasn't insane. It was like 400 rounds, and then we had a good idea what the gun was doing.
Yeah.
Back to features: triangular magazine release, reversible. I love this. It's very P226-ish. That's a very useful slide release. It works perfect. They take downs just like the P226. I should say the P220 series. The gun is good looking. It's just like a P320. I've always liked it. Like a P250, the gun you guys hated, but basically the looks are the same. And then we have a flat portion right here, as Sig does, and I really love that. And I love that it's a 5-slot pick rail.
Yeah, so you have actually enough rails to mount the, what's that? The Geisley bayonet mount. Yeah.
They're calling this like a heavy barrel. I measured it at 2.4 millimeters in thickness, so I would concur. That's pretty darn heavy. How did it shoot? Well, striker fired, as you can see, so not DAO like the P250 that no one remembers. I liked how it shot. How about you? Overall, I liked it.
It's my favorite of this type of 10 mil. I liked it more than the M&P, and I liked it more than the G20.
I liked it way more than I thought I would in its overall shooting dynamics. Yeah. What I did not like is we had multiple failures with flat-nosed bullets. Now, to be fair, I've shot some other 10mm pistol platforms, to include Glock, that also choke on these. And you would say, well, they shouldn't have a problem. They're shorter. I hear ya, but I'm going to show you overlay video of the XTENs having all kinds of problems with these. I mean, we had a lot of failures with an FMJ load.
And everything chokes on them, though.
Not everything.
Well, I'm thinking
a competitive option, I'm going to show them.
1911 I've ever seen in 10mm chokes on them.
That Tisas D10, as I recall, I shot those and it didn't choke at all on them. And that's a 1911. We basically went to hollow points just so we could shoot and not have failures. So we chugged those out, and these aren't super expensive, that particular load. And then once it's running, it was awesome.
Yep.
The accuracy was absolutely phenomenal. Outstanding. Oh, it jammed again.
Uh-oh.
Flip, dude.
Awesome with an asterisk.
Except the M&P.
110 grain wad blowers. Out of the box.
Oh my gosh. This is some of the best accuracy we've seen. There's a P320 X10 variation at 9 yards today. There you go. Look at that group, dude. Handheld. Accuracy, up arrow. Trigger, up arrow. Stoppages. There's a good group. That gets an exclamation point. Handheld, standing. That's pretty damn good in the desert. Not the range. I will say we didn't have any wind, so that helped. So accuracy is fantastic. Really, really good. That, however, is not fantastic. Really, really bad. Don't like that. By the way, that's a clicker.
It's a D-Day cricket clicker.
Yeah.
Rehab.
Link below. So TD found this. It's brass.
Yeah.
It's what they used in the D-Day invasion, and he clicks it twice every time he farts, apparently. Don't click it too fast. It might spark and we'll die. You're going to piss my mom off, dude. I'm going to take him off and, I don't know, put an Aventador on here and
good
pee.
for training kids.
Oh my gosh, dude, you reek. Okay, back to shooting the P320 X10. I came away shooting it, liking the dynamic,
Extends.
but there was just something nagging at me about the gun that I didn't really trust it. I don't know if I need a Generation 2 to get it right, but I think it should basically chug everything I throw into it. I don't want to hear excuses about ammunition.
At this point, I think every SIG needs a Gen 2.
They do release a lot of lemons, don't they? P365.
Yep.
Yep, and you found out the MCX had a very big problem on that hill that day. Redesigned. Sean and I found out the cross was broken. Sean and I found out about that. You're right.
That's the thing. Well, you could tell from the outside because they're constantly rebranding. Yeah. It comes out, and 2 years later, I glance at their catalog and I recognize nothing. Like what the Virtus? What is that? MCX?
They do have confusing names.
Legionnaire. You can't.
Would I buy myself a P320 X10? The answer is no, I would not. I would recommend probably this gun, the competitive option that I was talking about. You getting ready to fart again? The M&P 10mm 2.0. That wearing an HS507C, previously reviewed. I'll card my review, please watch it. This, in my opinion, is a better 10mm pistol. comparisons?
I like the Sig more.
Really? How come?
Assuming they're the same ammo in each, this recoil's a lot harder.
Cool.
Were they the same or not?
What do you mean? It's the same ammo.
Same ammo? Yeah, the recoil on this is a lot sharper.
It seems like it's smaller, but when I hold them together, they're fairly close to the same size. Would you say that? Let's take a look there. A little bit shorter overall length. Definitely lighter. There's an end blade safety on here. This mostly shoots this round 100%. Oh, I'm sorry, not that one. This one. I know because I chugged a whole bunch of them through it along with Sean the TMPer. I'd buy this one instead. Or a Glock 29 or a Glock 20. They are still high on my list. Would you buy one? Tactical Doodle. P320
X10 the most. That's about all I can say about it. It felt the softest and the most tameable.
I felt the two were about, if anything, the M&P 10-2.0 was a little bit softer shooting, but you know, I'm not a stickler for recoil. I think I laugh when guys talk about recoil of 10 millimeters, especially when it's downloaded. It's basically nothing.
I'm a little sensitive to recoil because I busted my hand there. And if I shoot a lot of stiff stuff, it gets aching after a while. You can still see a little bump.
That impacts your love life for sure then, doesn't it?
Yeah. You can see
Totes.
the bonus.
Yeah, so he is a maybe. Is that right?
Yeah, I would have to try the comp and see if the little compact one, a little bit shorter, compensated. If that shot well, then...
Why would you not just go Glock 29, though? It's proven, been around a long time.
Yeah.
Lighter.
Yeah. I don't love how it shoots, though.
What are you talking about? You shot the 29 and the 20. You shot it well, as I recollect.
I know, it shoots well enough. I just don't like how it shoots.
Yeah, so kind of a mediocre review from me, kind of from TD, from what I'm sensing. If you have one, you didn't wait for the TMP review, it's on you, bro. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of love for the gun out there. If it chugged everything 100% and there were no issues whatsoever, and as I recollect, there was another issue when I stripped a round off. Remember it jammed with that?
Yeah.
There was something else, and then the rounds are jamming in the magazine tube. All that taken together just did not leave me with a really positive feeling.
In fairness, it was really cold out there, and it had been sitting in the cold moisture for a while. Curse of the desert.
So that's called Curse of the Desert. Every gun faces that. I love winter testing because it does really test things. How about a KLR? Would you buy that?
Never.
No, we hate KLRs, but we do have this on tabletop because we want to represent a good starter bike. It is good looking.
I think, well,
especially the Desert Tan. It looks great.
I think they're just too damn slow, man.
They're too slow. Their suspension is horrific. You need to put a lot of money in them to be, off-road worthy, says us. Dangerous. And by the way, I have driven KLRs, in case you're wondering.
It's dangerous.
And the XR650s, which I hated.
85-mile-an-hour speed limits on your highways.
That's why we upgraded to 1000cc or better on all of our road bikes. A faster, more powerful bike is safer. This is a PID Plus integrated laser and light weapon light by Holliston. They're awesome. And what knife is this? TMPers. What knife is that? That is the Resident Evil by Dagger Knives. Actually, the Resident is what it's called. Kind of like the Parrot. Watch for its tabletop review. I'll put a link below. Hopefully they're in stock. All these knives go so very quickly, and we're done. Anything to add? Okay, thanks to donors. Remember, Tactical Doodle has a donation page opened up. If you want more of his content, go to patreon.com/tacticaldoodle. Sign up. You can just do $1 a video. Anybody can afford that. Sign up. Stay there for the rest of your life. Thank you for my donors. They're the reason we did this. They bought all the ammo. They bought that. They bought that. And that's on loan, so not mine. They bought this.
That's cool.
They bought that. So thank you, donors. And we're done. See you next video.